14 playoff teams, 14 teams ranked. Show the tears. Bottom row, drawing dead. This is a poker term. This is when you're feeling good. You turn over a flush, go into the river, and you're like, oh, my opponent has a full house. There's literally not a card in the deck where I can win. That's the Bears. Nothing can happen where they can win. Oh, Nick, any given Sunday. Nope, not this week. I don't even know if the game's Saturday or Sunday. I just know come Monday, Bears are done. Terrible timing. Rams and Browns. Browns. No good time for a COVID outbreak. 5 days before a playoff game, maybe the worst timing. And I know some folks on this show love the Wolfman, but I watched him play.
Yeah.
I don't. The offense scored 9 points in a start. The defense scored 9 points in a start. It ain't great that Jared Old, I don't love tiny hands either, but he gives you a better chance than the Wolfman. 0%ers. These teams are not 0% to win a playoff game, but they are 0% to win 4 playoff games. Washington, Indy, and Pittsburgh, any of them could win in round 1. None of them can win the Super Bowl. Now, these teams, these final 8 teams, all can win the Super Bowl. So we'll start with the fear factor. You guys remember the old show Fear Factor? Eventually, it turned into like, get in a tub full of worms. It was just like gross out stuff. You know why they had to do that? Because the original premise was, you're going to jump from semi to semi. And it's going to be so scary because you could die. But you know what the contestants realized? This is on NBC. This is on TV. I can't die. They're not going to let me die. So there was no actual fear. That's the same thing with the Titans, Bucks, and Bills. They seem scary, not actually scary. The Titans have no pass defense. The Bucks can't deal with any pass rush. And I know Bills Mafia. I know you're projecting. I know you're trying to show strength. Deep down, you know Josh Allen ain't winning no 4 straight playoff games, including one on the road against Patrick Mahomes. Not happening. Seems scary, not actually scary. Now, these 3 teams, championship caliber. The Saints, getting Michael Thomas back. Maybe the healthiest he's been since week 1. That's scary. Seattle, take one part, your first half offense. Mix it with another part, your second half defense. Put it together, you might have the best team in football. And Baltimore, don't look now, one of the hottest teams in the league. Lamar, 15 touchdowns, 3 picks during this winning streak. Came out of the bathroom, onto the field, led a game-winning drive. He's been great. He got a championship head coach. Defense getting healthier. They are championship caliber. Brian's beloved Packers, obviously the #1 contender. Rodgers playing the best football of his life, which is amazing because he already had one of the best football lives ever. And then, listen, I have the Chiefs as the champs. It's a controversial opinion, though, because not only are a lot of people saying they can't even beat the Bills, you got to be worried about their first or second round matchup, whomever that is. I'm even hearing some people are questioning if they actually won the title last year, demanding some type of recount there. So nobody believes in the Chiefs. The committee has you as champs, but I know many people think that you're like the 6th best team in football. Brandon, it's our second to last ranking. For the first time all year, we could really zero in. Only 14 teams to be ranked. Brian, I should say, pardon me. Brian, this is finally going to be the day that you say, Nick, you and the committee have nailed it. Oh.
It's on the phone.
Okay, yeah, I'll call you back. Yeah. So I just got off the conference line with Little Wayne and Little Brian, and they said next Tuesday night they would be at your house for a committee meeting because this is just ridiculous, Nick. You have 2 mistakes here, and it's unforgivable. 2 things. You have the Seahawks in the tier above the Bucks. The Seahawks are headed in the wrong direction. Have you seen their offense recently? They were a big strike offense early in the season, and now they can't get the ball down the field. DK Metcalf has basically disappeared. He hasn't had over 80 yards in 5 games. He's only had over 80 yards one time in 8 games. What has happened to this big strike offense? And the Bucks, they're headed in the right direction. They're trending in the right direction. They are championship caliber. They're going the right way. They figured things out. Tom Brady has figured things out how to get the ball deep. So now the Seahawks can't throw the ball deep, and Tom Brady and the Bucks are throwing the ball deep, getting the big plays. You have these 2 teams mixed up. Little Brian and Little Wayne will be at your house next Tuesday. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that.
Well, listen, Lil Wayne is just concerned about the Packers being where they are, and so he's fine. Lil Brian I can't speak to, and I mean that literally because I refuse to speak to him. Now, as far as the Seahawks go, I understand your concern. However, deep in my marrow, I have trust for Russell Wilson. He's never bad in the playoffs. They're at home. Pete Carroll is exceptional. And unlike Tampa, their road to the Super Bowl might stay in Seattle for some of the way, certainly for round one. Now, the Bucs, I do agree with you here, Brian. The Bucs have figured out how to win a championship if the path includes the Lions, the Panthers, and the Falcons. But I don't see them on the committee's rankings because they ain't in the tournament, my friend. So your love for the Bucs is not echoed by other committee members.
That's a shame.
Look,
that's embarrassing to the committee.
That's a shame. Brandon, where are we at?
Oh, my goodness. First off, preseason prediction, I had the Seattle Seahawks to represent the NFC and the Pittsburgh Steelers to represent the AFC. A lot of people laughed at me there. But here's the deal. I have faith still that it's going to come true. All right? So, Brian, the disrespect around the Seattle Seahawks is unwarranted. All right? Here's the deal. We let Russ cook. Yeah, we let Russ cook, and he burnt the damn kitchen. So what did we have to do? We had to go back to our recipe, all right, and go back to, our blueprint to success. And that's playing good defense, and that's running the ball, and then letting Russ cook in certain situations. So that's why you see our offense trending, what seems to be trending in the wrong direction. But the reality is it's trending back to what we did to get to the Super Bowl years ago. And I say we because that was my prediction. All right, so we got that clear.
Not
the
enough
Tampa
points
Bay
for
Bucks.
the
I love that you're. Oh, it's Russ. Nick talked about it. Russ in the playoffs and Russ in big moments. He's second to none. So I'm not concerned there at all. All right, but the Tampa Bay Bucks, this is a team that we need to talk about. So you got the NFC, you got the AFC. So who are those teams where people should look out for? Well, you go to the NFC, the Tampa Bay Bucks, and I'm starting with Tom Brady, and I'm in there. Tom Brady looks phenomenal. This guy's on a mission to not only win another Super Bowl, but to do it in high fashion. And then you go to the AFC, and Nick, you can continue to disrespect the Buffalo Bills, but I'm here to tell you that you are going to be sitting there with ketchup and mustard just being thrown on your face because that bet that you have with Coward, you're going to lose that. Yeah. You're going to lose that. Okay. This is we'll see. Nick, in a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm. Well, listen,
this guy wanted this
I will say as far as the Bills go, I was not rooting for their first-round matchup to be against old Philly Rivers. It's boxed me in a bit. So while I don't think I'm going to lose the bet, the only way I win the bet is if Phillip Rivers comes through for me. So I'm in a tough spot. But on the Bucs, just very quickly here, the NFL, our friend Skip Bayless made a point at the beginning of the year. The NFL, is trying to stick it to Tom Brady because they made him play the Saints in week 1, no offseason, biggest game. It's a bad spot. They gave him the last bye of the year. I've never bought into that the NFL wants to stick it to Tom Brady. But then I saw this weekend's playoff schedule. I said, old sleepy Tom. They gave him the night game. Bet at 7:30 Tom Brady. Body clock Tom Brady. They're like, hey, Tommy, we got 6 slots. We're making you play in the latest available one. Saturday night, prime time. Hope you got those cucumbers off your eyes, buddy, because you're going to be dealing with Chase Young. And so I just know Tom's reputation this year is once it gets past around 6 p.m. Eastern, he gets a little absent-minded. Wilds, he might forget what down it is. He might forget to shake somebody's hand. And so I just think the night game factor doesn't bode well, Wilds, for your favorite guy, Tom Brady.
Oh, good day, good day, good day, good day, good day. Fresh in, free flew all night from the West Coast, Michael did, to deliver the latest petition. The petition is something that was referenced by Mr. Westbrook earlier about the Seattle Seahawks, but this is not a petition, a pro Seahawks petition. Michael, get your words right. This is a pro-Rams petition to move the tier up for the following reasons contained henceforth. Reason number 1, the best defense in the NFL. They are giving up the fewest points, the fewest yards, and the fewest passing yards. Is Russell Westbrook struggling? Oh, he is. Oh, I've got a solution. Go up against the world's best defense. Wrong. Reason number 2. The Wolford Wolfpack will howl. And Jenna Wolfe howls right back. It's our call.
Yes.
2 trivia questions for you. Hands on your buzzers. Trivia question number 1. Who is the only quarterback to throw for 200 yards and rush for 50 yards? Bling! Wilds? Wolfpack? Correct! Trivia question number 2. I'll take Wolford stats.
150.
Who is the only quarterback with an active LinkedIn account? Bling! Wolford? Correct! The guy is seeing the whole field, including things that are not on his field, which are career opportunities if he doesn't play well this weekend. Reason number 3. There'll be a living legend on the field. Russell Wilson, yes. But Aaron Donald led the league in pressure this year. The difference between the number 1 spot and the number 2 spot that TJ Watt had is the same difference from TJ Watt to the number 17 spot. Aaron Donald putting up Babe Ruth type numbers. I lost my accent there, excuse me. Sometimes when I'm in America, my accent goes. He's putting up Babe Ruth type numbers. And how much pressure he puts. So Nicholas, don't give me the home game nonsense. There's no fans. There's no 12th man. It's not the WWE's Thunderdome with all the fans there.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Rams over Seahawks, your upset of the week. Move them up. Good day.
So here's the thing. First of all, I want to help out not Wilds, but Michael, because he's been so good to us all year. Wilds' stat was correct when he just left out in his first career start. Wolford was the first guy ever to have 200 yards passing and 50 yards rushing in his first career start. That is true. It seems impossible if you watched that game because he was not good. His offense scored 9 points and the defense scored 9 points for the Rams. Here's the problem. And this is where my gambling history, I think, helps the show. If you bet on the Los Angeles Rams, forget to just win, even cover 4.5 points, you are going to have this moment midway through the second quarter. Seattle's going to be up 17-7, and you're going to say, Jesus, I bet on John Wolford on the road in the playoffs. What was I thinking? You're going to say to your friends, why didn't you talk me out of it? I bet on John Wolford against Russell Wilson. I thought John Wolford, who literally was on LinkedIn 3 weeks ago looking for jobs in the finance industry, was going to go into Seattle and outduel Russell Wilson. That was America. Be careful. No matter what Wilds in the Ravens claw says, be careful. You don't want to have that moment, Jenna. I promise you, you don't.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.